Solo self-found tabula. Wow, turn in divination card. Let's go. Alright. Nah, dude, I'm just kidding, dude. I need the cards. You don't need? Yeah, I know I don't need. But it looks cool. I mean, just some boxes, okay? Just a couple boxes here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes. See? 5 boxes, easy clap. 5 boxes. Oh, 25. Misclick. 25 boxes. Easy, okay? Down. Project Cloak. Not bad. Twisted Shit. Scientist Footprints. Scientist Gloves. Scientist Portal Effect. Scientist Footprints. Twisted Shit. Twisted Shit. Project Gloves. Scientist Footprints. Project Hood, that's good. The Science Pants. The Project Helmet. The Scientist Boots. Twisted Shit. The Lab Rat. Another Helm. The Body Armor. The Laboratory Benches. The Dark Advisor Pad. Another Project Helm. And Scientist Hood. Some Twisted Environment Hideout Decoration. Hey, good. Project Helm, finally. And Dark Advisor Pad. Oh, wow. A Jeweler's Bridgestone? Just like that? Okay. Hey! What is this? Hey! Give me a 5 link. Easy clap, see? And now I can sell this shit again. Fucking hell. More monster! Let go! Ah, shit. Woohoo! Ah! What is this? 6-link combos shit? Yes, I was just about to say, dude, I fucking need an Exalted orb that would solve so many problems. And there you go, number 2. Let's go. Wait, quick pick it up before I get disconnected. Hey, and a doctor card. Deal. Totems there. Ouch. Flask, Leroy Jenkins! Woo! 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 Leroy Jenkins! Woo! No? You fuck? Fuck? No! Woo! No! Ah! Dude, easy clap, dude! Oobel up! Hey! Achievement! There you go. That was action. Hey, not even a problem. I would have done it in hard crystal itself on this one. Easy. Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today, update on the Pestilent Strike / Plague Bearer Pathfinder. So we had the first stream like yesterday. Today, second stream done. We have another like what is it? 11-hour stream. And yeah, we had some plans today. One was the 50 map completion, and we are on, hey, exactly 50. Like, if I'm honest, I was at 47 when I actually wanted to stop the stream, but I said, like, you know, plan was 50, so we're gonna go for 50. So that is done. We also got our first Watchstone, so the Conqueror, the first one is down, map showcase, plus the Conqueror kill in a bit. Then we said we want to do Uberlap. What we did actually today as well was the first try, deathless. Kind of obvious if you do first try Uberlap, that is deathless. And yeah, we have this one sorted out. We have a Queen of the Forest now, sadly only 5-link. But yeah, so we had 2 Exalt drops, which was pretty nice. We're going to talk about later where I invested it. Then the next point on the list was fixing the character, investing into the character, a couple chaos for the rare items, some life resistance. Get your the socket colors, the right gems. So all of that is sorted. We got a Witchfire Brew. So it's looking actually pretty great. All right. For the map showcase, I'm going to show you the footage of the map that I just ran, at least like the first Guardian, which is basically a map showcase, and also the Conqueror kill. First, a Conqueror. Let's see how that works. I hope I not outrun this cloud again. It happens actually more often than I like to. What is it? Actually a currency node. Currency node, Metamorph, and a Conqueror. Four stacks. We keep on going? Oof. We keep on going. Do we keep up? Let's get the fifth stack, and then we're gonna cancel it. There you go, 5 stacks, cancel. Oh! Perfect. We're just gonna have no DPS here. Ancestor Call on a 5 link. So let's fill up the poison.
Shadow can never overtake light, demon.
Not hitting. Oh, that was actually easy. Ooh, explode chest. God damn it. It just sometimes feels like that you're hitting an enemy, but you're actually not hitting it. You hear that the attack from the attack speed sound, but you don't hear the sound when your attack is actually hitting the enemy. For some reason. Risk Orb. So, a good old Metamorphs. Alright, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the footage, and as you see, the character is working out pretty well at the moment. So it's super fast, and I'm still not even close to what the speed that I actually want to have. Because at the moment, I think fully juiced, I have like somewhere about 220, 230% movement speed. I'm actually not even sure if I'm capped on my queen, and we are... yeah, close to capped. 43,000, 45,000 would be capped for the movement speed. So there's a tiny little bit more to get. But then in the end, from my path of building that I played around with, I had like somewhere 350 or close to 400% movement speed. So basically we have kind of reached half of the movement speed that I actually want to get. So there is a lot of more upgrades that I want to do, but this is like in the next upcoming days based on what I find, how much currency do I make, and also like what is on the market, because not all items exist already what I want to have, right? Good. What are the major changes today, or at least what did we do today in the stream? First of all, the Uber Lab, obviously now we're immune to elemental ailments, and we got our first row of cluster jewels. So we talked a lot today on stream trying to figure out what are the best cluster jewels for that build, how do they work actually, right? And there is one big site here, it is this one here, and that basically shows you all the combinations, where is what. This file here is linked in the description below if you want to take a look. And the problem was, like, there are certain skills that I really want to have, right? I wrote them down somehow with a large jewel, what is top priority for me. I was just, like, searching what is nice, what could we do, you know, like low priority, medium priority, and so on for the medium jewel and also for the small one. And in the start here, it's all about the prefix-suffix combination. It's a typical jewel, means it has 2 prefix, 2 suffix, or at least it can have 2 prefix, 2 suffix. Like we have over here is only like double prefix, 1 suffix, so I could technically slam this for another suffix. But the question is, what can you get and what do you want to have, you know? Or want to get. So basically, the most important thing here was the touch of cruelty on this one, right? This is this thing here, which says enemies hindered by you take 10% increased chaos damage. This is actually a more multiplier. It's not my damage is increased by 10% chaos damage. It's just like if the enemy has 100% damage, what he gets through me, he takes 10% increased chaos damage. So it's basically a 10% more multiplier on top of my damage that I'm doing, which is super nice. Then I was looking for what combinations I can get otherwise, right? There is another couple of things that are pretty nice, especially the one poison modifier that's currently not on the list anymore, which says poisoned enemies cannot regenerate life. This is something I wanted to mix up with this one to get the best out of it, but then I figured out that it's all about the implicit. So here, added small passive grants 5 chaos damage over time. Oh wait, this is the wrong one. This one here, sorry. So this one has 12% increased chaos damage, right? And it doesn't mean that all the notables or notes can have this as the implicit. So there is only a few here. So we have here the purple ones and the orange ones, which are basically, if we take a look here, which are basically the these ones here, plus these ones on the left side here, as far as I see it properly. Well, one is actually this one here, and the other one is this one here, crit here. Which is which one? Oh yeah, overwhelming malice, 10% chance to get unholy might. So basically, what I wanted to do is to just try. I mean, I cannot really give you a certain guide on how those work. We just need more information or trying to figure out. So it's kind of risky to just give you I just tell you how I found out, basically, right? So the thing is, I wanted to have these, where is it? The Touch of Cruelty, what I just explained, with the 10% more damage, basically. And then I wanted to combine it with this one, with the Disease Vector, with the enemies poisoned by you cannot regenerate life, and damage over time multiplier with Claw and Daggers, which would be a nice combination, but there was none online. And I was like, either it's so rare, or it's just not possible. And then I figured out that the Claw notes here, they have as implicit from the jewel here, the 12% increased chaos damage, they have something like damage with hits and ailments with daggers and claws, right? So if I want to have the disease vector here, I can combine them with some of those, right? And now since I have taken the touch of cruelty, since I think this one is more important than this one, now it's 12% increased chaos damage, and now I can combine them with like something like crit, for example, because they kind of share their implicits, or it's possible to get, right? So the perfect jewel that I want to build does not even exist somehow, okay? Good. What was the next plan or to do so? So this was the first priority here on the large jewel. On the medium jewel, I said, okay, what is important? What do I really want to have? And this is basically the... what do we have it? The low tolerance. So this is the one that gives me dot multi, and the most important thing, the first dot that I do is dealing 300% increased damage, because poisons you inflict on non-poisoned enemies. So basically, if I hit the target for the first time, then it is poisoned, but the first poison is dealing 300% more damage, increased damage. So why is this so good? Is basically because how is my playstyle? I run around, one attack, Walling Blades, one attack. So every time I do this one attack, 300% increased poison damage, and then through the, don't forget, the Pestilent Strike is doing a Chaos Explosion once the poisoned enemy dies from the Pestilent Strike, and does the half of the remaining poison damage as Explosion, right? And so since the poison that I inflicted here at 300% increased damage, the Pestilent Strike, the Explosion deals way more damage, and also the Poison Proliferation dealt 300% increased damage, because there is only this one poison there, right? So which helps essentially with the clear. To be fair and to be honest, I don't even know how good this actually is. Just because before I had this one, everything was dying instant. Now everything is dying instant as well. So it's kind of hard to see or to tell if it's actually that good, because if everything dies before as well, I cannot compare that. I need to get into like high tier to see a comparison, for example, right? And then I found one with the Wasting Affliction, which is also damaging ailments deal damage 10% faster, with a dual slot. And here we have the anti-venom, so now unaffected by poison. Now I can take the golden rule to poison myself for the chaos resistance at the moment, because I don't have the Winter Weave Ice Fang Orbit combo yet. So the self-poison doesn't bring me a lot yet, just the chaos resistance. But in the future, once I have some more chaos, because the Ice Fang Orbit is like 8 chaos or so, the Winter Weave like 10 or 15 chaos, and I'm currently short on chaos because of the investment, but this is something I want to do on the next day, on the next stream, basically. Good. So, to shorten this one up here, right? What is the important thing that I wanted to do? First of all, on the large jewel, I want this Touch of Cruelty plus a jewel slot. These are like nice to have, basically, but they are not good, to be honest, because the gain Unholy Might for 4 seconds on critical strike means I need to crit with my Pestilent Strike. That doesn't really happen that often, although it's 10%, but how often does it actually happen if you have an effective crit chance of like 14%, you know? So you need to hit like 10 targets. And basically what it means, 10% chance, 10% chance, 10% chance, you know? If I actually crit, this is the problem. So basically it goes twice. So I attack, 14% chance to crit, 14% chance to crit. If I crit, 10% chance to gain Unholy Might. So now you get the idea, basically, why I cannot really sustain that. For bosses, more likely, because I'm permanently attacking on the boss, so it's higher likely to crit faster and to proc this one. It lasts then, I think, 4 seconds or something. So it actually lasts, and then I have 4 seconds time to hit it again. The better gear we have, the more likely it will get, just because I will have way more attack speed on later stages of the game. But I would say those two not necessary, but the main priority here, Touch of Cruelty and the Jewel slot. The Jewel slot will then have a medium cluster, first priority, low tolerance for the 300% increased damage, which is not even calculated in my DPS yet, right? There's just a tiny little bit damage here from the 8% damage over time multiplier. Then Jewel slot, so this plus Jewel slot, and here anti-venom for the unaffected by poison. This is what I currently have. Then now we have like 10 more levels, so I started to go over here and removed this cluster over here, the Claws of the Pride, because I think it doesn't give me too much. So I needed the points here to fill out my jewel cluster here. Good. What else did change? Just some minor things on the skill trees, just some intelligence here, since I was switching away from the Dendrobate to the Queen of the Forest. Means that I didn't need the intelligence here anymore. Path of Building link is in the description below, but in the end, now we already have, I think on the first edition, like yesterday, we had like 280,000 DPS. Now, after those changes, we are currently on 1 million DPS, right? And we are still on the start, so there's a lot of more to come. Path of Building link, as I said, is in the description below. Good, let's talk about the drops. I had 2 Exalt drops today. Both sold for like 78 or 80 chaos here. So we have 160 chaos plus other drops here that we could play around. So what did I do? First of all, on the start of the stream, I changed all my rare items. So I was doing like life and resistance. Basically, if we are opening PoE trait real quick, so I show you how I did it. I was actually just checking. Okay, I want to have 2 maximum life, right? So good, this one is clear. Let's see, we search for gloves this time, and then I want to have total elemental resistance, this one. So I say, okay, I want to have gloves. How much life should they have at least? I would say like 60, okay? And then I click here on total elemental resistance. Now it sorts by the highest. So this is 44 chaos and has like a bazillion resistance here, right? But I said, you know what? I don't have a lot of chaos, so we're just gonna go here for chaos, maximum 5 chaos. So I don't want to spend more than 5 chaos per item slot, and then sort by resistance. This one has 88 resistance, life, physical damage, 5 chaos. Pretty nice, okay? And this is exactly how I did it with all the items, with the belt, with the boots. So I got like quite okay items with like 40, 50, 60 resistance plus life, nothing too fancy, for a total of like maybe 20 chaos or something. The rings do have a lot of intelligence for my Wither Totem, because this needs like 150 or so, so I'm barely capped on that one. But yeah, this is basically the first thing. Then jeweler everything up, then get the socket colors right. I'm getting now my cast one image taking with a Withering Stab and Immortal Call setup with Blood Rage, so I get the attack speed, I get some Frenzy Charge sustain. Then on the boots we have now Cast on Death. No wait, this is actually kind of mixed up at the moment because I was running out of portal scrolls all the time, so I was switching away from the Cast on Death portal setup to just manually casting the portal just because I was too lazy to pick up the portal scrolls all the time. But after all these changes that I made, with now being super overcapped basically in resistance, I wasn't really dying too much today. I think like 1 or 2 times, maybe 3 times in the 10-hour stream. That's why I actually am level 85 already. So it feels a lot better, so I'm feeling confident to not use the Cast on Death portal anymore. At least not for now. So I'm still having some jewels that are not activated. So if you check the PUB here, where is it? Path of Building, we go to Skills. You see that some things are just unchecked, right? Because, for example, I want to have a Solstice Vigil at some point, which gives me 100% reduced mana reservation on temporal chains, right? That means I have my Blasphemy temp chains in here because I want to level it already, but I'm not even using it. The only thing that I'm using here is Herald of Agony and Malevolence. So once I actually get an Enlightened Gem or something like that, then I will fit in the Flesh and Stone as well, and then later on the temp chains as well once we have the Solstice Vigil. Good. What else was, yeah, with the 2 Exalts, I bought the Queen of the Forest, pretty well rolled. I got this one for 15 Chaos with a 240% increased evasion rating, max lightning resistance, pretty sweet. The socketing was pretty fast, but it took me like, I think like 300 fusings to get the 5-link. I was hoping for a 6-link for those guys that saying like, why don't you just buy the Prophecy for the 5-link, but... You know, I'm a gambler, yeah. I need to fuse it myself, right? And always when you say, like, you know, I want to have a 5-link, you could technically get a 6-link out of it, right? But this time around took like 300 or 250 fusings for the 5-link. That's pretty much 1 Exalt. And the second Exalt went into these cluster jewels because the first one cost me like 50 Chaos. The low tolerance goes for like 40, 45 Chaos. And then this one here was like 10 Chaos. So all in all, I spent the first Exalt on getting the Queen of the Forest 5-link and the second Exalts for the cluster jewels that I think are quite okay. Now after testing this with the Overwhelming Malice and the Grim Oath and so on, I don't think this is actually needed. So what you can do is, if I would buy it again, we're gonna go here. We said we want to have the... main priority here is the Touch of Cruelty, so you basically just search here, Touch of Cruelty, and Jewel slot or something, Jewel, added passive Jewel. So let's search for this one here, no results found, probably not search for his spacebar. So it's like 1 Chaos, that's it. This is what you need, 1 Chaos. The bad thing would be this one here, 8 passive skill tree. Why not 12 or higher? The reason for that is, what do we get? Every small cluster is 12% increased chaos damage. That's not... It is damage increase, but not a lot. This one here, the 5% chaos damage over time multiplier, gives way more damage than the 12% increased chaos damage from the large cluster jewel. So you want to sorry. You want to have the least amount of small nodes here for the traveling around here. When I say this one has 8, a 12 one maybe has like 1 or 2 more here, 1 or 2 more here, so I need way more points in total to get to the jewel slot to get all the other things here, right? That's why I say on the large one, try to get the Touch of Cruelty with a jewel slot with only 8 passives, which is the minimum. So I would buy this one for 1 Chaos. Mine cost me 50 Chaos, but I realized this is actually not even worth it. So probably when I'm off stream trying to sell this one again for like a 50 Chaos or so, if it sells, I'm just gonna buy one of these here for 1 Chaos and just live with it for now, because the really min-max good jewels are somewhere later when you get the right item level, because later on these jewels can have 2 jewel slots, which is like way better obviously, because then you can stack up the low tolerance, for example, or stacking up the wasting affliction and just get way more out of it in general, right? But I think these 2 jewel slots, I don't even know if there is one of those existing already. Let's just see 1 jewel slot if we are sorting by this one. There is one. See, this is now item level 75, I think it starts. So this one would actually be quite nice to have. But then you can invest more or have to invest more to get up a second cluster, right? Good. That's about the cluster jewels. This is something I want to talk about here a little bit for my build. So you really need to make sure what prefixes you want to take, what suffixes you want to take, and also like how the general approach here on your specific build should be. As I said, the link of the image is in the description below if you want to check out, but it's going to be a lot of like research, min-maxing, really trying and try to get the best out of it, and then once you find it the best for your build, then search it, put it in an auto search and try, or either you get it or craft it, or somebody else will find it and you can then buy it. Good. Anything else that we have to talk about? Witchfire Brew was also one of a nice investment with the Despair Curse, which is more damage here, right? The skill gems and so on, path of building is in the description below. Every day there is a lot of changes evolving in the build, so I don't really want to make a full grown out build guide every single day just because I switched up a gem or two, or switching up a flask here, right? But mandatory changes today, as I said, Queen of the Forest, we have the Cluster Jewels, the Witchfire Brew, we had the Uberlap done, we spec'd here into the Reflexes over the Sentinel and to the Life, so the next levels would definitely be more life here, because 4k life is not a lot, but on the other hand, 4k life for low tier maps, more than enough. Okay, good. So what are the changes for today, or what is the goal for today? I would say good thing would be to fix all low tier maps. So run all low tier maps from tier 1 till tier 5, everything clear. That's going to be a lot, and it's not going to be that easy to reach. And I also want to have 100 completion today. So I want to fix all the finish all the white tier maps, obviously with the completion bonus, because then I will have higher drop chances in general for sustaining. Then I want to get at least 4 watchstones, 100 completion, all white tier maps done, and going into mid tier maps. This is actually the only 3 things that I want to change on the Atlas for today, or at least want to try to achieve. And then it would be great if I could switch to, like, this is now a question, right? Some items that I want to have, like the Apep Supremacy, what I want to have is actually a faded version of the Apep Slumber. That usually went for like 1 Exalted or so, so I don't even think that the Prophecy does already exist or how expensive it is, because this would be the next point on the self-poisoning, right? Because then we have like more the stuff from the shield. Then I want to go for the Ice Fang Orbit Winter Weave combo to get the self-poison, like more or less said, like the self-chill. And then with the Winter Weave, the chill reflection or reverse chill, so I'm getting more movement speed, attack speed, and all like that. So this would be nice to change, getting the shield and the 2 rings. And yeah, at some point, I'm not even sure how I can approach this, because both of my rings have 40 intelligence, and I need like 150, and I cannot get an amulet that gives me like 80 intelligence, right? So I need to figure out how I'm going to fix that, maybe even going back to the intelligence here or somewhere like that. So we're gonna see, but the main reason, as I said, or the main aim here is about these the progress in the Atlas to get to the higher stages. Talking about map sustain, maybe you have a problem there. What about my low tier maps? How could I get so many maps already? Because I didn't buy a single map yet. First of all, try to make your Atlas objectives here. All of these, whether it's the temple, whether it's the sulfite, the Sana map, and so on, will all help you with your map completion. The Sana quest will count for your Atlas completion if it meets the requirements, means the low tier map has to be magic, the rare map, the mid tier map, the yellow ones have to be magic, and the high tier ones have to be rare and corrupted. So, white, magic, yellow, rare, high tier, rare, corrupted. This is the right order. So this is going to help you. Then also always check Sana for maps. So she reset it like 3 or 4 times already for me, and I'm having already the next maps prepared that I haven't finished yet. So do the Sana quests, check what she has to sell, then also try to make your Delph, try to make your Temple. There's all sources of map sustain. And also, like, you're gonna find way more. I was struggling a little bit in the start, means that I had like 20 tier 1 maps, and after those 20 tier 1 maps, I had like another 30 tier 1 maps, but maybe like 2 or 3 tier 2 maps. So it was a little bit rough in the start, but once I found Sana, she sold me some maps, and then I was delving, and then I could sustain or get other maps that I needed. And the higher the completion bonus, don't forget, the better the chances that you get higher rolled maps and maps that you're actually missing on your Atlas. Alright, I need some rest now. I'm off now, and yeah, hopefully if you want to check in the build, check out Twitch TV/mbXtreme. I'm going to stream in about, like, once you will see the video, like, today in, like, probably 6 or 7 hours, depending on if I can sleep, how long I will sleep. You know, the start of a league is always a little bit rough for me because, like, in one hand you want to stream like at least like 10 or 12, 13 hours, and after the stream, even if you're tired, recording the update so you guys know what's going on if you miss the stream, so you can develop your character alongside mine. And by the way, we have some new MTX. They brought some mystery boxes, and yeah, looks pretty cool, but I should probably not invest into mystery boxes somehow. Good, guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you on the next video or stream today in the evening.